Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of Behind the Upload. Behind the Upload is a video podcast that interviews entrepreneurs and marketers about their video marketing strategies and experiences, bringing you tools, tactics, and insight you can apply to your own brand. I'm Joey Dowd, your host. We've got a great interview to kick off this first episode. I speak with Tomasz Niezgoda, co-founder of Surfer SEO. Surfer is a tool that helps you write and optimize content faster. You feed it a target keyword, it analyzes it, and turns it into actionable writing guidelines and audits so you can write content that ranks higher on Google. In this episode, Tomasz and I talk about the importance of YouTube, the secret to good thumbnails, using video discovery ads to reach new customers, and how to optimize your video descriptions. For all the show notes, links, and transcripts, head over to behindtheupload.com. Now, enjoy the show. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Tomasz. So why don't you just tell me a bit about what Surfer SEO is?
Okay, so thanks so much for having me. And Surfer is, in short, a content intelligence platform that can help you write better optimized and user-friendly content, as well as create the whole content strategy for upcoming months for niches. And also, it will help you with auditing existing content on your site.
So I gotta say, I just discovered it and fell in love with it. I found out through Conversion AI. I was kind of going through there and then saw that had the integration. I'm like, all right, what's this? And it's just been this great kind of arrow, because you have the score system to kind of rank how well your article could compete with other top-rated articles for whatever keyword you're targeting. Right, is that kind of the best way to describe it?
Yeah, it's called the content score. Yeah, and we take into consideration hundreds of factors, including natural language processing, but also the actual look of the site, the design, and for example, not only the HTML attributes on the text, but also the things that make the look of the text on their websites.
And so can you tell me a bit about how this started, how you got into SEO? Was it in your background? How did the Surfer come about?
Sure. So Surfer was an internal tool in Sławek Czajkowski's agency. It all started in 2015. Maybe not the Surfer itself, but the project. And it was a complex tool. I would say that it was an Excel on steroids, and it just helped. It just helped with gathering data and doing correlations between ranking factors and rankings. So it was complex, and it was dedicated to people, to SEO experts, to people who have a good understanding of what they are looking for. But after 2 years, Lucian Suski joined Sławek and Michał, and they come up with a new version called Surfer, and the project just started going. We published a beta version of Surfer for Polish market in 2017, and in 2018 I joined the company as a guy who had some network in Warsaw and would be able to probably help guys to get some fundraising, etc. But in fact, we didn't do that, and we all bootstrapped the company, and we have a very good traction right now. So we are very fortunate to not have any VC on the table right now.
Yeah. So actually, I did want to ask because going into your video content. So like once I kind of became a member, I saw you had like a lot of great videos explaining how to use the software and how to make use of it. But when I looked at your YouTube channel, I noticed that a lot of the first videos were in Polish. So do you want to talk about how your video strategy came to play and how it evolved from Polish tutorials to like English tutorials that got a lot more traction?
Yeah, sure. So as I said, we started in the Polish market. So we've been targeting Poles. And back then, we already knew that Surfer won't become as easy to use as Uber or Airbnb anytime soon. So we decided to go with a path of educating on how to use Surfer to its fullest, because it's a complex and powerful tool. Yet to utilize its full potential, you have to understand some basic stuff and also those more advanced techniques. What's more, it's a fast-changing application. So this is why we've decided to start creating videos, live trainings, tutorials, articles, blog posts, and so on. And in my opinion, video is by far the easiest and most convenient way to learn things. So this is why we create a lot of videos at this moment. And it just had to happen that we'll transform this content from Polish to English. And at this moment, we even don't create any Polish materials. So it's only English. So for example, the new version of application will only have English tutorials and English articles and so on.
Are you able to tell how much of the people watching your videos? I get the sense that a lot of it was to support people that are users of your app so they can make more use of Surfer SEO. But have you been able to see anything in the sense of people discovering YouTube videos that weren't aware of Surfer SEO and then become users?
Yes, and this is quite interesting because when we checked the Google Analytics after a couple of months of creating videos, we've been stunned with the results, because YouTube became a fourth channel for our traffic that we are getting, and there's a lot of conversions directly from YouTube. Referral path. So that's amazing, and at this moment it's still a fourth channel for us.
What are the other three?
So the biggest and is the referral, the direct traffic that we get from, for example, from our affiliates and other people that are referring Surfer to their friends. And the third is organic, and the fourth is YouTube.
I did notice your number one video is NLP and BERT and SEO, how to boost your organic traffic.
Yeah.
so that one definitely isn't Surfer. I mean, it's about Surfer, but Surfer isn't in your title, and that one got the most views. Can you walk me through what your thought process is behind okay, what video should we make next? Is it something related to Surfer? Is it something to tap into just the larger SEO space in general? Mm-hmm. Can you walk me through that?
Sure. So we've been testing some strategies, especially related to our content marketing efforts, and we decided that the oriented content works best for us. So we just create videos and other materials that are relevant to the product itself. So for example, when you are talking about NLP video, it's because we released natural language processing analysis in Surfer back then, and after a couple of weeks, I just created a video about what natural language processing is, in fact, and also how you can utilize it to the fullest with Surfer. So the video got 12,000 views or something like that. I
think it might have been up to 14 or 15
cool,
when I looked at it last night.
Yeah, that's really amazing, because in SEO world, this is a real movement, and people are looking for NLP. It's still a new thing, and people are discovering it. So we are one of the first tools that supports it. And of course, we also have some resources about that. This is why we have a lot of organic traffic from keywords like what is NLP in SEO context or something like that. And also we are getting dozens of views daily on our YouTube channel, 2 videos related to NLP. And you asked me about the process of creating new videos. So we have 2 paths for this. The first one is when something changes in the application. For example, when we add the new features or sub features, and we need to guide how to walk through how to use them, new people or our current users. And the second path is when we discover a new way of using Surfer, or maybe new process for using Surfer to maybe let's say, optimize a specific related site, like an e-commerce site, for example, and we find a new process for this, we think that it's valuable to other users, not only to a couple of them that will notice the presentation on some kind of events that we will host or something, and then we'll create a video and promote it on Google Ads or something like that to make sure that more people will have a chance to watch this.
Yeah, that's great. I would love to also understand what your kind of your process for making the videos is, as far as do you script it out? Do you have an outline? Do you what the recording process is, the editing process? If you walk me through the kind of tactics that you're doing in making the videos.
Yeah, of course. So the first step is writing an script. Maybe the first one is writing an outline, and the second is writing a script. Then it's a recording and editing, adding some animations, other graphics elements. We use Adobe Premiere Pro for editing and Adobe After Effects for, let's say, animations and other stuff. And then we publish the video on YouTube. Of course, we need to create a thumbnail and write a good description, title, and so on. And after we have everything in place, we publish it and do a promotion for the video.
How long would you say from outline to like the video being done? Would you say that it takes?
So it depends on the video, the topic itself. For example, NLP video took me 28 hours to create, from creating an outline and writing a script, because it's a complicated topic and I didn't want to mess and to make it more complex to people. So I needed to understand it really, let's say, properly, to make sure that I will be able to teach people what NLP is, in fact. So it took me 28 hours of writing outline, script, and recording the video and editing it. But of course, I had the help from other people's, from our team, like, for example, my colleague Marta, who helped me with the script, Arek, who helped me with visual stuff, and so on. So there, in total, probably it took even 50 hours of work.
From where you are now, and from like when you first started making videos, what would you say some of the biggest learning experiences had been, whether it's ways to make the process easier, ways to improve the hardware, ways to structure your videos? Have you have any learning takeaways from when you first started?
Oh, yes, sure. So I started doing, if you will ask me personally, I started doing videos in 2009. Of course, it was a Polish content, and YouTube was quite young back then. So I walked through all of the lessons and learnings. But if you ask specifically about Surfer and English tutorials, so not being a native English speaker is freaking irritating, I would say. I'm not relaxed as much as I would be when doing things in Polish, and this required me a lot of hard work. I needed to learn how to stay relaxed and precise and correct when speaking English on videos, or for example podcasts like this, and I still don't feel so comfortable with that, and I feel that this is my biggest struggle. The biggest problem I have with creating videos is that I can't be as natural and authentic as I am in my, let's say, habitat, right? Yeah, people still watch. People are still watching this, and I believe this is because we make sure that all of our videos are professional, and we spend a lot of time on writing good script, writing good outline, and also editing stuff. When, for example, I'm have to record a 60-second introduction without any cuts or something like this, I'm trying to learn the whole paragraphs to make sure that I will not make any grammar mistake or something like that during the recording. So it's kind of stressful thing, but I just need to work on that and move forward. So the biggest learning for me is to stay professional, to not cut on quality, and also to make double sure that all of the things we publish are relevant and are unique, are engaging, are amazing, and also useful to people. So we accept 80% of quality if it takes 20% of the effort, but 80% of the quality doesn't mean that we can publish something with errors, problems, and all of the stuff. That it's not necessary.
I totally understand that. Yeah, I mean, I just have to say, as someone who just started watching your videos, I always was struck like how energetic and professional you came off, and so those fears that you have, I definitely did not pick up on them. So I mean, yeah, you're just. I can understand that's a huge challenge, but you're doing great.
Yeah, thanks so much for. I really appreciate hearing this, and I will keep working on that. So to be more, for example, professional during the live sessions as well.
To work through that, I mean, for you, do you feel like it's just a matter of just keep doing more videos, and it just gets better and easier as you do it, as you speak? Yeah. Not to totally shift back, but hardware-wise, just also love to hear like the specifics, like what kind of camera you're using, what kind of microphone, how are you plugging it into your computer, kind of just your gear list.
Yeah, sure.
From what you remember, if you remember stuff offhand.
Yeah, I even have a note here, so yeah, to not miss anything, because I know how valuable it can be to other people that are watching us to see the real equipment in the real, in real life. So and real examples like our discussion today. So we use Camlink. Shure SM7B as a microphone, and I'm loving it. As a camera, we have Sony Alpha A7 in the second generation with 24mm lens. And also we have some lighting rings and light boxes, some noise cancelling stuff here. I mean, I don't know what's the name for this, but we have those
like
bubbles that eliminate the noise and
it's like a squishy foam.
Yeah, exactly.
Padding.
Exactly. Yeah, but I don't know the company, and to be honest, I believe that it doesn't matter. All of the things works very similar. It's just the material. So this is our hardware equipment, and as I said, a software is Adobe Premiere Pro, ScreenFlow for pre-recording and all of the screen recordings. And to be honest, I've been I've been testing all of the, maybe not all of the, but many applications for recordings, and ScreenFlow 9 is amazing, and I can recommend it to anyone.
What about that one? What features did it have that set it apart from everything else for you?
So it's working. It's working properly, and and I'm able to deliver high quality of video recordings in a matter of minutes, because it has also the editing software inside. So I'm able to just cut the clip and render it in 4K 60 FPS and so on in a matter of 10 minutes or something similar. So in comparison to other tools that I've been using, and for example a QuickTime, it's much more reliable and useful. Yeah,
QuickTime is, it's free. It gets the job done, but it's not is not the best for
but it has some
having
problems
extra control.
when you and I noticed that when I'm recording my second when I'm using my second monitor and I'm trying to record it via QuickTime, it sometimes become fluffy and not fluffy. It's kind of blurry, and the video is not
like a lower resolution, so it looks a little blurry.
Blurry, exactly. Yeah, thanks.
Not sharp. It's
not sharp. Yeah,
exactly. Some of these things aren't words in English for it either, so it's not really, there's not a good word for it. And when you're making the thumbnail, your thumbnails look really good. Have you? Was that also a process? Did you find anything worked better when making thumbnails? Did you have any kind of experimentation in what worked better?
Yeah. So for many years, I tested dozens of things, especially when I was doing YouTube videos for my private channel. And, my private channel was quite big in 2015, 16, and 17. I was, doing a lot of videos. And, I just, found a pattern for thumbnails, and it's really simple. To make a good thumbnail, you need a good quality picture of a human, and humans are attracting attention, and you need a contrast. And so-called catchy text, but I'm not an expert in terms of catchy texts because there are no single one size fits rule for creating titles or something like that. But it just have to be catchy, and you can watch the videos of top YouTubers and find some inspirations. I don't like to make it as videos for kids and that kind of catchy, but of course you can follow a pattern and use some kind of arrow, some kind of contrast, and bold the text, all of the stuff, and it works very good, really good.
We have a nice consistency in the style too, where it's like, okay, if I kind of see that thumbnail pop up in my feed, I'm like, okay, yeah, I recognize it. Oh, Surfer. Where you have it's a nice kind of like the kind of gradient, dark background with consistent photo.
And the background is something new. We are consistently changing our design and our website, and we just found that we just created the pattern for our background, and I agree, it looks really good. And shout outs to our graphic designer Arek, because it's totally amazing. And we use it on our Academy page and to our YouTube videos, as well as other marketing materials.
Are you taking a photo, like a separate photo outside of your recording for the thumbnails of yourself or whoever recorded the video?
It's on my to-do list, because I just ran out of unique photos, and the last two videos have almost the same photo. So I need to create. I need to take more photos of myself, but also of other team members. But yeah, we have a studio inside our office, so we have a good background, and it's easy to cut us from this background. So it's just a couple of minutes to create the photos that will be unique and engaging. And so this is our process for that.
But are you saying you did like a batch, like a photo shoot of like a bunch of photos?
Yes.
And then you've just been using those photos in the thumbnails?
Yes.
That's a good idea. That works.
That works, and people are not changing that fast. So if I'm able to take 10 photos and then have a safe choice for the next 10 videos, it's really cool thing, and I don't have to be stressed out that we'll have to work on cutting me from this background, right? Because it's much more it's much more way difficult. So Yeah. So
and then you have to like clone stamp the microphone out of your shirt or something to erase it.
To make sure that we have a good lighting and so on. So
yeah, that's a good idea to batch it and get them the high quality photos. When you're doing the titles and description and all that stuff, are you using any of the YouTube plugins like TubeBuddy or vidIQ or Ahrefs for like keyword research, or like are you targeting any certain keywords when doing the videos, or is it kind of just based on what the video is about?
Yeah, so at this moment, no. We had an idea on creating more content about, in general, SEO and on-page SEO, content intelligence, and so on. But we, as I said at the beginning, we just noticed that product-oriented content works best for us. And at this moment, we just create tutorials to Surfer. And when we'll start doing, when we will start executing our content strategy, probably at the end of this year, maybe later, we'll definitely do a keyword research for every video because it works. And I did this for my private channel. I also have some colleagues that are using YouTube to their business purposes. And Ahrefs itself is a great example of targeting, evergreen content, evergreen keywords that people are always looking for, and they do a description optimization, title optimization, and so on, and it works, and it just works. So it's it works, and it's not so time-consuming task. It's just about a couple of minutes to come up with maybe not hundreds, but dozens of keywords. And here's a tip for anyone who is listening us. You can also use content editor, Surfer's content editor, for writing a description to your YouTube video. So when you will have a couple of keywords, you can run multi-keywords analysis in Surfer, then go to settings and switch those word count, default word count to, for example, 500 words, and then Surfer will suggest you exactly what to write about, how many exact keywords you have to use in your description to rank higher in Google. But as we know, Google search engine is very, very similar to YouTube, so it should work on YouTube as well.
That's an excellent tip, and that was actually something I did want to ask later. But is there overlap? Are there ways to use Surfer SEO when it comes to YouTube? That's an excellent way to use it. Is there? I don't think it's built in now, but is there anything that could help you if you're trying to get your videos to show up in Google search results in the video search bar, not the search bar, the video results, the video SERP box when a results page shows videos?
Yeah, it of course depends on the SERP, and the answer is not that simple, but it definitely helps. When, for example, we have a video-driven SERP, and there are YouTube videos directly from YouTube. They are competing with each other. So the better description, the better title, and the better content inside the exact video is, the more chances that you will be spot high in Google as well. But you asked me also about ways of using different ways of using Surfer to, for example, scale up YouTube channel. And we have also content planner tool, which helps with creating content strategy. And it can be a content strategy for YouTube videos. It just, shows you hundreds of keywords that are potential topics for the next articles or videos that targets the same, let's say, niche. Not the topic itself, but the niche. So in a matter of minutes, you can get, for example, 15 ideas for the next video. So that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. The content tool has been excellent as well. Yeah, I just wanted to see what other content ideas or other types of articles I could do. But yeah, definitely it's a great overlap. I've been experimenting too of just kind of starting to post out more blog posts, and then whichever ones start getting traction, to then turn those into a video. Kind of use the blog as like a way as a testing ground to see what's getting some interest and that could potentially work better as a video. And kind of using these overlaps as from the SEO tools and Surfer SEO, it definitely helps. But I am very curious to test out using it for YouTube descriptions. That's a great tip.
Yeah, if you will use Surfer and Conversion AI, it will smash. I'm sure.
I was gonna say when you were like, "Oh, I'm not that good at writing headlines," I was thinking, well, now you've got Conversion AI to help you with coming up with headline ideas.
Yeah, and in fact, we are using Conversion AI in Surfer, and we have we have an integration, and many people are using it differently. So we, for example, help people to utilize Surfer, and they are showing us a different way of using Conversion AI, and we can learn from them as well. So I love our community, and I love to speak with people because they are showing extremely creative ways of using those both tools.
Yeah, it's excellent. When you're done with the video, how do you kind of promote it? How do you share it across like your community, your channels? Like, what's kind of the promotion process when you publish?
So generally speaking, we do all of the social media promotion. We publish the video on our Facebook group. We have very strong Facebook community, and this is our single social media biggest channel for Surfer itself, but also we have a Facebook fan page, LinkedIn and Twitter, and we publish the video there as well. But also we do a Google Ads promotion, and every video we publish is also a video ad for our remarketing audience, and we of course have a couple of remarketing audiences for subscribers, for people who visited a specific page on our website and so on. But videos we target to all of the group. So we just want to help those videos get the traction, but also we are, as we know, YouTube is not showing such a videos many times as for example, entertainment content. So we have to boost it at least at the beginning. So we use Google Ads for that, and for some videos, if it makes sense, we also run and campaigns based on the keywords. So we use Ahrefs, Surfer. We came up with hundreds of keywords, and then we just upload it to Google Ads. We set up the campaign with some additional settings, and then we run up the campaign for the video, and it's delivering great results, especially in terms of growing our YouTube channel. I mean the subscribers and the traction for those videos, because it's cheap. It costs us around maybe 10 cents to yeah, sorry,
no, it's okay.
to
10 cents
to get
a view.
Yeah, exactly, for a view. And we have around 50% to 70, even 70 for some videos, average time, watch time. So when you will, take it into consideration that we pay, for example, 20 cents to get somebody to watch the whole video, it's totally amazing that this man or the lady will get better understanding on how to use Surfer to do something, right? And they, even if they are not our subscribers right now, they will have an understanding of what the Surfer is capable of, and they will probably come back to us when they will have a need for such a solution.
Yeah, it seems like a really cost-effective way for an awareness campaign, or kind of moving them closer towards being a user if they're not currently a user. When you say
education,
when you say Google Ads, are you running the YouTube discovery ads, or is it a different Which type of ad campaign are you running? Is it the one that's like within YouTube where it shows up as a sponsored video on the side, or is it a different type of ad?
It's exactly this. So we are not using any in-stream ads or search ads. Oh, sorry. We for example, for NLP video, we are using the YouTube search ad. But for most of our videos, it's just a video discovery ad that shows up under other related videos.
Cool. Yeah, those are great for videos for promoting and getting more views. Yeah, could you tell me a bit? I know you do a little bit of live streaming too, or the Surfer does some live streaming. How does that sort of fit into your video strategy?
So we this week we start with a new format. So it will be new series, Surfers Academy training. So we start with creating content strategy from the ground up with Surfer, and then live webinar, and we'll definitely use this material to for example, create a shorter version of the webinar and publish it on YouTube, and then promote it via video discovery ad campaign. But yeah, the live videos are amazing because people are asking questions and interact with us, so we can have much higher engagement during such a show. And then we always notice dozens of conversions after live webinars. So if people have some obstacles or some questions regarding Surfer, they can ask us directly during the show, and we can target it just after they ask us. So then they have ability to come back to our website and buy a package.
Are you doing the lives? Are you doing that on YouTube Live or on a different webinar platform?
Sometimes YouTube, but most often Facebook Live. And we'll test another platform. We used Zoom. We used something else, I don't remember, but we'll try with Demio.
Is Facebook Live, is that because you have a Facebook group with your community? Is that like where most of the people are?
Exactly.
Are you streaming it in the group, or are you streaming it on your page?
We are streaming it to our Facebook page and sharing it directly to our Facebook group. So let's say to both places.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on sort of video strategy in the future? Where do you see things going with the channel? I know you mentioned that you want to do more content strategy in towards the end of this year or next year. But yeah, I mean, what are kind of your closing thoughts or anything we didn't touch on that you thought was worth mentioning?
Yeah, I definitely see the movement, and companies are creating more and more videos, and I think that it's useful to people. And as I said, videos, in my opinion, are the best way to learn things, and I would love to see higher quality of those videos, people that it's important for the video producers and video creators to be authentic and engaging and so on. So I believe that there's a big space for people that will teach those things other people. So I see a movement, I see a business opportunities for dozens of people that personally I know. So the market is much bigger for sure, and videos itself will still be a massive and great way for promoting products.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, where can people find out more about Surfer SEO, find out more about you?
So just type Surfer SEO in Google or on YouTube and see what it's all about. And if you want to learn something more in details, just DM me on LinkedIn, for example. I'm Tomasz Niezgoda, and also you can write to me and email Tomasz at surferseo.com.
That's great. I'll have all those links in the show notes once this goes live. Well, yeah,
Thanks.
thank you so much, Thomas. I really appreciate it. These are some great tips.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and please leave a 5-star review or comment in whatever app you're joining us from. You know how it works. That feeds the algorithm. The show gets recommended to more people. It grows. We do more episodes. You get more insights. Everyone wins. You can find all the videos from this episode, transcripts, and links to everything mentioned over at behindtheupload.com. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in a future episode.